Hello and welcome to another Hour of Devastation Draft League. This is Oldmanpoole. I took a minute to start there, sorry, so we have only a second to look at our picks. I don't love Fraying Sanity. I don't really think the mill deck's there. Maybe when we get a little bit later in the format, I'll be brave and try that. Resolute Striver's good in red-white. Magic Eternal I think is pretty great when you're beating down. I'm a little bit tempted to just take the Aerial Guide here. I think that this is one of the highest upside cards. I do like blue a fair amount in the format. Puncturing Blow is worth considering. Quenchable Thirst is better when you get some deserts. I think I'm going to take the Aerial Guide here over some other reasonably good cards. Ooh. I'm tempted to just take the Sifter Worm here. I have been wanting to play a green-blue sort of rampish deck. Aerial Guide fits into that fairly well. I think that deck is pretty good and pretty cool. I played kind of a tempo variety of green-blue early on in the format, but I haven't really seen like the ramp deck come around. I'm going to take the Sifter Worm, see where that takes us. I do like Vizier the Anointed. If I was just drafting to be perfectly correct, I maybe would pick that up. It is, I think, a comparable power level, and it's blue. Open Fire is also another great consideration. Red is great, but we drafted red-blue a couple times. You guys have seen that before. So let's pick up the Sifter Worm. Catcher's Avenger also good. There are a lot of good options there. Okay. I guess if we'd taken the Fraying Sandy, we would have tried with the Ipnu Rivulet. I think that actually is almost a win condition on its own. You need a little bit more, but this does turn into one desert milling for 8, and that'll get your opponent dead pretty fast. So I can take Desert of the Mindful. I think the deserts have gone up and up and up in people's pick estimation. I guess if we're going to take that, I could consider just taking the Rivulet. Or I could take Rampaging Hippo. Hippo is one of the better green cards to ramp into. It's a little bit awkward if you end up with a bunch of these and no ramp, but I'm going to take, well, I don't know. The deserts are close too. Rampaging Hippo can come around late if green isn't really heavily drafted. I wonder if the cycling benefit's going to be better than that comes into tapped, because I think that the other effect hardly ever is going to matter. Maybe I'll take the Rivulet. Maybe that Frank Sandy wheels or something. Maybe we get some value. Okay, well, Bloodwander Entity definitely tempts me. That is really good in the blue-red deck, although we did just pass, whatever that card is, it's lost me. The 3 damage red kill spell, that's quite good. I think we'll take a Ronus' Stalwart here. It doesn't necessarily fit the ramp theme, but I think it's best. Take it on summon. I guess we could take a Manolith, although I feel like these come around pretty late. Let's take the Stalwart here. Okay. Don't hate the Oasis. I'm just going to take another Stalwart here, though. Seems pretty good, pretty reasonable. Maybe we'll play, I guess we could play a more tempo green-blue again. Ugh, looks like we do that a lot. Ooh, well, I think we're in the right colors. There's a lot of good green-blue in here. I think the Devotee of Strength is a little bit better than the Sharpshooters, although both are pretty good. Devotee of Strength is just a nice mana sink, makes it really hard for your opponent to block you pretty much period late game. Wouldn't mind seeing a Desert of the Mindful, but yeah. Devotee of Strength, I think, is kind of a signal this late. Sifter Worm is definitely a powerful card, too. And it's not like you can't play Stalwarts in a Rampish deck. They just maybe fit into a more aggressive deck a little better. We take the Sunset Pyramid here. Maybe put our money where our mouth is. That is good as the game goes along. Manolith is kind of our other choice. We could also take Beneath the Sands, which I don't love. I feel like you can get those pretty late, too. I'll take the Pyramid. I think this is pretty powerful. A good effect when you want it. Oh, there's another one. I think this time we're going to take a Spellweaver Eternal. I don't think you're ever going to want to play 2 of these. But the Eternal is not a bad pickup. You like it better than the Reed Stalker by pretty considerable margin. Now the Frank Sandy came back. I think we'll take that. And some random win condition. This is kind of sweet. If we're trying to play for a long game, that is another way that we just win. I like getting Feral Prowler back. That seems great. Dunes of the Dead with that combo is maybe considering. I do like Feral Prowler a lot. It really stalls up the board early. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know. Maybe we should have considered taking the Desert there. That does do kind of Stone Cold nothing if we don't have the Rivulet right now. Okay, Traveler's Amulet or Countervailing Winds. Traveler's Amulet is nice for fixing on the off chance that we want to find like a big late game bomb. I think I'm going to take that over the Winds. I think that this ramp deck that we're maybe trying to make, on summon is great to get this late. Will benefit a fair amount from being able to splash something exciting. Wow, that beautiful full art mountain though. Too good, boys. That's how you show you're rich. See, and we're rewarded with a Locust God, so I'm happy we picked up the Traveler's Amulet. And I don't think there's anything that really competes with this, honestly. Yep, nope, not close. Locust God it is. Okay. I do like Reason to Believe more than most people, though it's probably still not the pick here. We could take Open Fire if we're already splashing for red. Overcome, I think, is pretty powerful. This isn't maybe the deck for it. I mean, we could still play a little bit more of a tempo game and just have some kind of like random good late game. Yeah, I think Overcome's actually the pick here. This card just wins the game a lot of the time, kind of randomly. Open Fire is worth considering, especially because we don't have tons of removal, and we're probably not likely to get tons in this color combination. But Overcome it's kind of a house too. There was a time when Wizards was like, we'll never reprint Overrun, so they printed Overcome, which admittedly is quite a bit worse, but... Driven to Despair. I actually don't know what this card does. Till in turn, creatures you control gain trample whenever this creature deals combat to a player, draw a card. And Despair. So the first half is better. I think I'm going to pick that over not tons. We probably would play Survivor's Encampment. I think Survivor I think is okay, although we have some 2-drops already. Don't love Sidewinder Naga, don't love Unsummon. We already have one Traveler's Amulet. Let's try the Driven. I'm seeing a bunch of sweet cards here. Ooh, Ritualist. Well, I guess we're actually not ramping as hard as we were. I was thinking, ooh, that's great for this deck, but maybe it's not even that big of a deal. I think it's probably still our best pick here, though. We could pick up like a Riverwinder, but that's not all that great if we don't have Ritualist. I don't love the Sidewinder Naga. Sure, let's take the Ritualist. This card's not terrible, even if we're not doing tons with it. Tragic Lesson, unexciting. Don't love Crypt of the Eternals. I guess it does let us splash for the Locust God. Feels like we can do better. Don't love Tragic Lesson, though. Maybe we should just pick this up. It seems so bad. But if it's making a Locust God even for 7 mana, it's probably pretty good. It's kind of free. Kind of not, though. I think I'm going to take the Tragic Lesson. That card just seems stinky. Okay, ooh. Tough choice here. We have another Desert, Sharpshooters, Quarry Beetle, and Naga. Kind of want all those cards. I guess our only Desert synergy is the Rivulet right now. I think we have enough oomph that we don't have to go for like the random milling train. It feels like Fraying Sandy's just gonna be bad some of the time. We might still play this as a Desert, I guess. I think that does make the Desert of the Indomitable a little bit worse. I think I'm going to take the Sharpshooters here. This deck will like having a little bit more powerful high end. I guess Cunning Survivor, not my favorite card, but is good in some matchups. I don't think it's something we'd start in the main deck, but we'd bring it in. It's funny, Pack 1 seemed fairly open, Pack 2 has seemed less so. Happy to pick up a Desert of the Indomitable here. I don't think we're... Well, I guess this does find another land for Locust God. I think we want a Desert, though. Just the little bit of advantage of being able to cycle away a land's pretty big. I don't think this is a Gift of Strength deck, per se. And I guess we'll take Life Goes On. Don't really see a world where we play that, but maybe. Sure, I'll take Reason to Believe. I think it's better than the Sandwalla. I still maintain that Reason as Scry 3 I think is probably okay on its own, and Believe just drawing you a card later on in the game. This is kind of like... It's a pretty good turn 1 play, and it's not terrible later on. So I like Reason to Believe. Well enough that I think it'll make the cut. Like Unsummon, I think it's definitely a card that we'd sideboard in. I don't really love playing more than 2 just off the bat, but Not much here. It's a late Thorn Moloch. I think this card is greatly overperformed what I would have expected. Active Heroism. These are all playables. Quarry Beetle. That's actually not the worst to see this late. Maybe not something we'd hope to play, but it is playable. Okay. Opened up a pretty good rare. Curator of Mysteries is kind of a bomb. Just the 4/4 body for 4 is pretty great. I like Trial of Knowledge, like Cartouche of Knowledge. Kind of unlikely to get both, but not unhappy to pick up the Curator here. Ooh, and Angler Drake as well. It's another really good ramp target. We could play the Decimator Beetle. It works well with Despair if we're also splashing for that. We only have one Traveler's Amulet though. I kind of don't want to splash for more than Locust God, and Locust God's definitely better than the Beetle. Well, Gift of Paradise, I guess, kind of fixes us for everything, but I think Angler of Drake and Decimator Beetle are close. I think I'm going to take the Drake. It's just in our colors for sure. A Naga Oracle I don't hate. Shed Weaknesses and Spidery Grasp are both fine. I think the Oracle is kind of what we're hoping to do in this deck. Not tons here. We could take the Cradle. We don't really have any desert synergies, but it's kind of nice to be able to get rid of extra lands. Although, we're kind of hoping to draw lots of lands too. I don't love the Cultivator, but maybe we play that because we can set up Locust God. Is it better than Traveler's Amulet? Probably not. The fact this costs 3 is a pretty big deal. Take Floodwaters. Maybe we'll take Cants. We don't have tons of 3-drops right now. Yeah, I think all those cards are kind of unexciting. But I wouldn't mind having one counterspell, especially because we're kind of low on removal. Well, there's the Gift of Paradise. I think we'd probably pick that up here. It's kind of mediocre ramp, but it does fix our colors. Don't love River Serpent. Some good red here. It's a late Minotaur and Trueheart Twins. Those are all good cards, I think, but Gift is what we've got going. Ooh, Weaver of Currents, I'm happy to see. There's actually quite a few cards we play in here, but I think Weaver is great for the deck. I was just going to say, I wouldn't hate to pick up like Colossopeds or Shimmerscale Drakes, another couple of big threats here. I think I like Colossopede better than the Drake. Probably a little bit close, but I think so. Yeah, Colossopede's just huge. Watchful Naga, another gift. I don't really like playing 2 of those. Or Scribe. I guess I'll take the Watchful Naga. Probably not great in this deck. I think the Scribe is great either, though. Maybe if my opponent's playing something really slow, this is okay. Okay, here I think we'll probably take Cradle of the Accursed rather than Spidery Grasp. Yeah. So. Pouncing Cheetah over another gift. I'm not going to play the Watchful Naga. Let's start pulling stuff out here. I still feel like Overcome is going to be pretty good, even though we're maybe not the absolute best deck for it. We have only a couple of things that directly ramp us, but we do have some pretty powerful late game if we get there. We have 3 cards that ramp. Sunset Pyramid might be overkill in this deck. I think we're going to run 17 lands with the 2 we've got here. Maybe we cut like Quarry Beetle. It's just kind of a weak-ish 4-drop. Don't love that. There's just a Spidery Grasp. Don't think we're playing that immediately. Shed Weakness, so I think we're more likely to play than Spidery Grasp, but still not real likely. Maybe Driven to Despair isn't that great. Yeah, it kind of feels like an open into Wonder, actually. Giving Trample's not bad, but I think we are going to have Overcome as kind of a finisher in that sense. So I think Driven's maybe not the best. And Scribe the Mindful. Okay, well, we did a little bit of deck building before we got there. We actually only need to cut one more card. Let's split us up here. We've got, I think we do need all of our 2-drops just to kind of stay alive. Spellweaver Returnal's not the best on defense, but that's alright. These are all okay. And then I kind of like our top end. I think we've got some pretty beefy, pretty powerful stuff. I like having one in summon main deck. Maybe the Sunset Pyramid's not the best. It's a good later game card, but I think we have a lot of late game as it stands right now. We could play one fewer lands with Traveler's Amulet. And I guess we've got like, maybe we're okay playing 16, even with playing those. Or maybe we play 16, but we don't play like Cradle and don't push the mana. And maybe that's better. Because we do have like Weaver of Currents and gives us colorless, Gift of Paradise gives us a bump. This gives us any color, right? Yeah. Okay, so I think actually we're maybe okay running 16. I'm not going to run the Cradle of the Accursed though, I don't think. I think the danger of us getting screwed is worse than other possibilities. So the deck does not recommend one red, which is a little bit interesting, but fine, I suppose. I think I'd rather be 8, 7. Well, actually, maybe I do really want green. Green sets up Gift. I hate just having 6 islands in the deck. Yeah, this is 8, 7, 1. We can use the Traveler's Amulet if we really need to find lands. I really would like to have red, and even a... Well, I guess we're never going to have more than one. Well, no, that's not true. Oasis Ritualist and the Gift of Paradise count as extra red for the Locust God, so we can use that effect multiple times, potentially. Okay, I think the deck is pretty sweet. I'm not quite sure we'll survive the early game effectively. I'm not going to lie, all through the draft I was really hoping to get the River Hoopoe. That's what I'm sticking with. But didn't see it, not to be. Weaver of Currents wasn't bad either, though, for going for this sort of game. I have a lot of sideboard cards. Definitely will side in things like Cunning Survivor as the matchup dictates. But I think this is our starting deck. I'll see you guys for match 1.